Hey guys, it's 7:49 p.m. on this Friday evening, October 3rd, 2025. And I'm sure a lot of you saw the live stream. If not, are watching it or will be watching it. But if you haven't, well, I'll just say right now, this morning was not the best morning. I wake up at 4:20, 10 minutes later than I wanted to. I get myself in the shower, get myself ready, take my lunchbox with me just for aesthetic looking, basically just for looks, if you will. Take my lunchbox just for look, considering I'm probably going to buy something, right? But then what happens? What happens? I get in there, I get into work, and not even 15, 20 minutes later, I'm walking out. And it's not because I was offered VTO, it's because I was terminated. Now you might ask yourself what happened? What caused you to get terminated? You might ask that question. Here's the thing. Here's the truth. I was put in the wrong department when I came back. I was put in the wrong section of the warehouse when I came back. Instead of putting me with my strengths on the most valuable, they put me where I'm not the best at. Despite all my efforts. Despite the fact that according to some I had the best performance, keeping in stride, keeping in step, keeping in time, in tune with what was going on. It still wasn't enough. Still wasn't enough. You see, as I've talked about before in the vlogs, they put me in shipping. And my best strengths are not in shipping, it's in stripping or doing EAS tagging. That's it. It's not shipping, it's EAS tagging. But yet instead of looking at the strengths that I had, what I'm good at, they decided to focus on the negative. I can tell you honestly, I'm not the only one that's probably going to be let go for dumb reasons. Now, my reasons are not dumb, but still, it's like, seriously? There are others that are probably doing worse, and yet you're going to get rid of me? It just didn't feel right. And honestly, I'll tell you the honest truth here. I felt like I was targeted. I don't know why. I just felt that way. It's like they were hoping and waiting for me to screw up. And they finally got their wish. But here's the one thing that people have to understand about shipping, including them. When you have people in shipping that are just there temporarily, or there or back for another season, but this is new to them because they haven't done it before, or they barely touched upon it before, but never really gone to it full time. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy and not understandable? Is the fact that you do not prepare them in the training and orientation. You do not prepare them for the potentiality of big boxes. You're told that the walls need to be flushed. They need to be connected. That the walls have to have no gaps. They have to have no spaces. It's going to be like Tetris. And that the totes need to be your foundation. They need to be touching the wall. And yet you have other boxes. Small ones. Big ones. You have all of these coming down. And how do you work around that? You also have CDUs, as they call them, coming in, being placed in the truck, and not at the wall, where they could be, or not placed outside, waiting to be put in until after you're done. Yet all of this comes into play. And it throws not just me, but a lot of people off. Because we're like, okay, we have a CDU next to the wall. Oh, hey, we got this big old step 1, step 2 playset, in a box next to the wall. Or we have a little Christmas tree next to the wall. And yet, not, and yet, they don't consider that throws us off. They don't consider it throws us off. And even though I've pointed out a lot of safety hazards, still not good enough. Still not good enough. Some people will say that warehousing is not the best job. And maybe not. Maybe it's not. But to me, I felt like I could accomplish something there. I felt like I could be myself. The package opening I did today with those earbuds, it's like I said in there, I was originally going to use those earbuds, at least one of them, to listen to music while I was doing my job, no matter where I was at that place. Well, I can still use them, still listen to music with them, but, when it comes to basically working and listening, forget it. Forget it. But, as the old saying goes, when one door closes, another one opens. And if there's one thing I will give them credit for when they talk to me today, is that it is peak. They are right. It is peak season, and companies do need help. But it's hard to get into certain companies when you've pretty much been given the same answer. But hopefully that's not the case here. Pray to God, ladies and gentlemen. Pray to God for me that I get in to any of the places I applied today. I mean, I did try one. It was an online remote thing, but it just wasn't for me. What it was Motor Trend, and it was an advertisement in a community Facebook page. I was basically told about it. I looked into it. It just wasn't for me. I tried the training. I tried doing the training. It just wasn't for me. It just wasn't. And the fact that the advisor, the trainer, or whoever he was from out of Los Angeles instead of locally, sometimes people may say that raises red flags. But outside of that, guys, pray I do get into a position, into a job real soon, because I do need money. And pray that if I can find a way to talk with the manager of the distributing center and explain my situation, that she might sympathize. She might sympathize and say, okay, we'll give you another shot. We'll let you come back. And maybe this time around, if I come back, they'll just put me where they know I can excel. Where they know I can be strong. But it's just one of those situations. It's just one of those situations to where it's like they don't realize what they're doing until it's too late. I mean, I looked, and I do apologize if I'm all over the place here, guys. I am tired because I've been up since about 4 this morning. But honestly, I look at the fact that when they offer VTO, that's understandable. They offer it, around lunchtime, or they offer it an hour and a half before you actually clock out. You're like, okay, fine, no problem. That's cool. But then, when they offer it literally at the beginning or 2 hours in, you're like, okay, fine. But what good does it do anybody if you're offering it and you're making it sound like you want it to be done? It just, what does that do? What does that do? I don't know. Does it make you better at your job? Maybe, because at least you get some time in. But if it's not the VTO that hurts you, when it comes to trying to get better at your job, if it's not the VTO, then it's the extra days off they give you. And for what reason? What, because there's lack of productivity? Are people going to be blaming tariffs and all that? And fine, that's their opinion if they do. Or is it the fact that maybe you overstaffed? And because of the overstaffing, you're getting ahead of yourself and you're realizing, uh-oh, we don't have enough room or enough time on the schedule or enough financial money to have the LTEs, the seasonals, here every Monday through Friday every week. So what do? You decide to cut bait and give them an extra day off or two. And some might say, well, that's great. Yeah, that's great. You can catch up on things, relax, do your own thing, have a little mini vacation if you want to. But at the end of the day, what does that really do for you from a getting better perspective? What does that do for you from a getting better perspective and how do I put it this way, trying to be, be the best, or at least be as good as you can be at what they want you to be? What good is that if they give you an extra day or two off? Like I said, yeah, you can do a lot in that time, mini vacations, whatever. But what good does that do for you if you're put into a position you've never been in before? You've never been in before. How does that help you? It doesn't. It doesn't help you. But yet they expect you to get better. They expect you to be a perfectionist. But you're not. The fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, if I'm any kind of distributing center, warehouse, retail store, what have you, if I have a first shift, if I'm considering putting somebody in charge as a first shift manager, if I'm considering putting somebody in charge as a first shift manager, I honestly, if I'm any distributing center, warehouse, retail, grocery store, what have you, if I'm in that kind of position, then I make sure that that manager is not a perfectionist. They do not have any kind of OCD. And that, yes, they let it be known things have to be done a certain way, but to also be the kind that says, hey, even if you don't do it a certain way, even if you don't do it the way we would hope, as long as it's safe and secure, you're good. And honestly, that's what a lot of places need to look out for. Because that's what it felt like with this guy. He can be nice to you one moment, compliment you on your shirts and all that, that's fine. But then next he can be someone that takes the knife right into your back. And it makes me wonder if the ride that would take me to the bus stop after work, if this is the person they've been having problems with. Because it sounds like it to me. It sounds and looks like it and seems like it to me. But I'm going to be honest. It's just, as I've said before, I'll say it again. It's just been one of those, one of those seasons. Just one of those beginning, seasonal runs that just felt off, felt unusual. Just felt like something was going to snap, and it did. And now you got to wonder, who are they going to go after next? If the person that they basically kept an eye on, the person that basically they targeted, in that case being me, if that person's no longer there, who are they going to go after next? That's going to be the question. Because we don't know. We don't know. But I will say this. I will say this honestly to all of you. There's an old saying that karma is a you-know-what. Well, I'm going to say this about the first shift manager. I'm going to say this all respect, because they did help me, they did train me, they did what they could to get me to that next level. So I'll give them that. But truth is, I've got a feeling they're going to be losing their job next. I don't know why. I just feel that that's what's going to happen. Because I'm not the only one that's had problems with them. Like I said, the person that used to give me a ride to the bus stop after work had problems. Everybody else has had problems, from what I understand. And I just feel it's a matter of time before before the manager, the overall head honcho herself, takes him aside and talks to him. And it basically says he's either got to shape up or ship out. And I can tell you right now, when that moment happens, he's going to have a realization that he's being put in the same position he put a lot of other people. But if it doesn't happen, that's fine. Doesn't happen, that's fine. Look, at the end of the day, he's the one that calls the shots as far as my first shift goes. But he's not the one above. He's not the overall be-all, end-all, if you know what I mean. And I will give him this. They did give me advice to make sure I take whatever I've learned there and apply it to wherever I'm going to go next. And like I said earlier, I have a couple of places in mind. And pray I get into one of them. But in all honesty, folks, it's just been one of those situations to where you just knew something was going to happen. A bubble was going to burst, and it did. But as the old saying goes, like I said earlier, when one door closes, another one opens, and God's going to find a way. God's going to direct me in the path where I need to go, and He's already has it selected for me. But anyway, I just wanted to say that, guys, and also test out my new digital voice recorder here. I just wanted to talk about the whole situation in this vlog. Let me know what your thoughts are overall down below in the comment section, as well as during the live chat during the premiere if you haven't done that already. And do me a solid favor, guys. Like the video, ring the bell for notifications, subscribe to the channel. Also, click on the links in the description to find my content elsewhere outside of YouTube, as well as click on the top link to my fourth wall store to get merchandise you can't get anywhere else. I have one thing up there right now, but there will be more in the future, I guarantee you that. As well as to click on the last link in the description to go to my Teespring store for merchandise you can't get anywhere else. And also check out the Patreon. It'd be helpful if you can help me out there. And really, guys, that's all I'm going to say. I do apologize if I'm all over the place. I am tired. It's been a long day for me, especially with what happened and everything. So I do apologize if I was all over the place with this vlog. But I just wanted to get this off my chest. And again, if you want more context, you can check out the live stream that was done earlier this morning. It should be up and ready to go by now. And really, that's all I can say, guys. So until next time, I will talk to you all later. God bless. Take care.